Hello and welcome to the Experience Podcast. I am a multi-dimensional spiritual being having a human experience. My name is Neil, and joining me today is a very special guest, a very honored guest. I am humbled to have you with us here today to present some of what you have been creating and what you have been expressing. Um, Introduce yourself, and we'll go from there.
So once again, thanks guys for having me. I really appreciate it. Because again, Neil personally reached out to me actually via Snapchat, and I didn't even know who it was. I was like, who was just reaching out to me for an interview? It's like, are they trying to hire me for a job? And it was kind of funny. But then I looked at it and he sent me the video and he told me to, check it out to see kind of the vibe and check out the frequency they were on. And I loved it, man. I said, this sounds like right up my alley. And I could tell that just from them reaching out to me, that there's a frequency match there in some way, shape, or form, regardless of the subject matter people may think that I talk about. But the underlying frequency is it's progressive and it's honest. It's unapologetic. It's what it is. And to introduce myself, my name is Flo. By BLACKMAGIC FLOE. I was born Linniaijeous Powell, but I adopted the name BLACKMAGIC FLOE, and that was the last name that stuck with me, and I kept it. So, BLACKMAGIC FLOE, aka Linniaijeous.
Great to meet you. And my name is Dennis.
Nice to meet you, man. Pleasure.
Nice to meet you as well.
So, like getting into it, let's like get into like kind of your background. So, like, what was your home state that you grew up in?
So I grew up Virginia. I was born Norfolk, but I was supposed to potentially be in Chicago because half my family's my dad's side is from Chicago, but I ended up being born here in Virginia in Norfolk, and I've been happy ever since. I like it, man. I've traveled a lot, been blessed to travel around and see some different places. And every time, even though I love going out, I enjoy having a home base here. So Virginia Beach is where I call home for sure.
So you really enjoy like the warm with the beach. You enjoy that warmth. Is that
Water. I love being by the water.
okay? Awesome.
So your music or your you said your name is Flo. Like I don't really know that much about you, but from a little bit before we talked about the podcast, you mentioned music. And you produce music. Like how did you start? What got you started in music and how did you start creating?
I was talking to one of my good buddies earlier about it, trying to kind of unravel that myself. And what I pointed to, or the first thing I could consciously remember was, I want to say Michael Jackson, or probably either Michael Jackson. I know it's kind of like a funny gap, but Usher Raymond, the singer. So it was between one of them because they were kind of like my
Oh,
main influence when I was younger. Yeah, they're so smooth, they're so smooth. So I was just like, man, these guys over here singing and dancing and
I,
stuff. And even though I don't necessarily dance, I learned to sing and kind of like, my persona or my drip, I guess you could say, definitely Michael Jackson based, but in my
yeah.
own way, I guess.
That is amazing. You're the
That is.
second person that has brought that up about having Michael Jackson as an inspiration.
Yeah,
And
he's too smooth.
this other gentleman that I talked to was telling me about how he used to watch him as a kid on TV, and he was like seeing him do the moonwalk, and he's like, "What is that?" Like he wants to
Yeah,
do that, like that
so
right
powerful.
there. And
Defying reality,
it's
kind of defying reality. I love it.
right, and it's amazing because he's not even here, and he's still having an impact on this world now.
Got to give him the
So,
respect. That man was magical.
like for sure. So, what, like, when was your initial spark, where you got that creative spark to now go from like watching someone create music to actually begin to write something or sing something or start producing for yourself? When was that?
Um, I feel like even before I was 7 years old, I may have had some type of inkling, knowing that I would be speaking or singing in some way, shape, or form. But then when I was 7, because I did another interview. I did another interview with Alpha Podcast. They're local here to Virginia, and that's on YouTube right now. If you just search my name, BlackMagic FLOE, and as I was telling them, I remember my first rap that I'd ever written, and I wrote it at 7 or 8 years old. And it's for that age, you can tell that it wasn't normal. That I was supposed to be doing something with like writing and paper. Like I obviously had some type of skill with communication. I just didn't understand it.
That's
I didn't know what it meant.
amazing. So at a very young age, you already were feeling this.
Yeah, it was kind of scary,
Wow.
honestly.
So what was your school life like with that?
It was weird, man. It was weird because it's like I always felt like it was just a lot going on in school, but nothing was actually being taught. And I guess that's probably why I always felt unmotivated, even though for my own self, my own ego, I guess I should say, I wanted to, graduate with honors just to show I could do it, that I knew I could, do this. So I did it. But after I did it, and I said, man, this is too easy. Like, I can go to college and do this and do this, but it just didn't make sense to me. And now in hindsight, I see why. But originally I was just trying to follow a path that somebody else set for me, and opposed to setting my own path. And that's kind of where I'm at now, to set my own path. So.
Yes, amazing. And where did that?
I'll go off on topics a lot. It's passionate, but I'll go off topic a lot. So that's why I say sorry in advance, or I apologize in advance. But as long as you guide me back, what you guys are very good at, you can bring me right back to homeostasis. So.
So like, what was this inspiration from? Like, from beginning to create, like, and like being from school and then coming out of school, like where was this inspiration coming from? You mentioned Michael Jackson and Usher. Were you already watching them at that time?
I was. I don't know. I was always attracted to music and sounds in general, just sounds, noise, because I was always very quiet, and I still am, that's why it's weird when I'm talking and communicating with people, because I was such an introvert, keeping all this stuff to myself because I didn't know how to express myself in the right way. Wow. So it's just always weird talking to people and stuff like this. Like even this, I have to it's practice, because it's like, I know that I'm very talented, but it's almost like, it's like I have, I don't know what this, it's like that thing, that disorder, but it's like, I feel like I have like that disorder, you know what I mean? Because I'm intelligent, but I don't know how to express it. Sometimes I come off as very mean and brash and rude, and I don't mean to come off that way, but it's just because I know what I want and I know how to do it,
Right.
So it's always a battle, me trying to
So did your parents, they supported you from always?
They supported it for sure. And I have to say they have supported it, because I feel like my mom knew, with her being able to sing as well and her writing music, and my dad having a passion for it, just not pursuing it professionally. So I felt like they knew I had an inkling, because it was just things that I would do that probably wasn't normal. But at the same time, I didn't think that they thought that I would, continue it to this point and do things that I'm doing now. So it's kind of like I'm making them more of a believer, but they had the seed of faith, the mustard seed, see the faith of a mustard seed for sure. Because my mom, when I was 15 years old, I told you I wrote my first song at 7, 8 years old, my first rap, alongside my brother, who is Darius Poole. My brother Darius Poole is from a group called For Sure that was local to here, that was on X Factor. So my brother's already had fame. He's already had his taste of fame. He's chilling, which is why we have all these connections and stuff like that. He's already been with Simon. He's already been with Paula Abdul, Randy, all these people. My little brother, my younger brother, his name is Dalen Powell, but he goes by One Pump. And he's actually signed with Airwave Music Group, which out here, that's under Pusha T, with, good music and Kanye West and that. So my little brother's actually signed. I have my own label. So I have my own record label, GTMC ENT, because I wanted to do the entrepreneur route, because I believed in myself. And I finally got to that point where I knew I could do it myself. So I'm thankful that I took it that route. and I see how my brother had worked for him, my older brother, with, you know, the American Idol, the X Factor route, and I, you know, family comedy stuff like that route,
Yes.
and then I saw how my little brother took it with the, you know, the urban route.
With the music industry.
Yeah, whatever.
Yes.
So I'm kind of like in the middle. I'm like, you know, the suburban, but you know, not really too violent, but not really too nice either. It's like, you know, it's like that happy medium where everybody will feel comfortable talking. So
Okay, cool. And so how do you feel expressing yourself?
it's hard, bro. Seriously. So I know you probably talking to me right now because y'all are cool, y'all are nice, so I don't have a problem articulating myself. You're not judging me. You're not calling me anything. You're not calling me out of my name, anything like that. But other people have a big habit of just, I guess, just judging people by their cover and not taking the time to actually have a conversation with them and really seeing what they're about and how they affect people.
Right. So, so it feels hard to express yourself, but how does it feel when you don't express yourself?
I feel like that's why I do music. That's where the music came from, because it was a way that I could articulate myself. I could speak and people would feel me, even if they don't understand what I'm saying, they can feel me. So when I do the music, like, you know, even if you don't know what I'm saying, you just know that I mean it. If you feel that I mean it, something, I mean it, and I do. Like I feel it, even if it's not necessarily a picture I'm trying to paint for you. It's just an illustration I want you to either admire or just, you know, look at. It doesn't mean it has to be good or bad. I'm not asking you to tell me if my songs are good or bad, or if you like it or don't like it. It's just like, you know, like an NFT. Like we have these new NFTs now popping up. It's like, it's an experience for you to engage in and just see how it affects not only you, but the multi-dimensions around us.
Wow. That's amazing. So, like, with that expressing yourself, would you want to present some? You mentioned that, like, earlier when we were talking about a new mixtape that you have coming out. Do you want to talk some about that?
I'll give a little taste because I want to continue to rise the anticipation a certain way. And we're working on a rollout.
Yes.
Like I said, now I finally have, it's been me by a lot. I've been doing this. I'm 28 years old now. I've been doing it essentially by myself for, like, you know, a long time. So now having help, it's kind of weird because it's like I was doing it by myself. So, you know, I was reluctant to accepting it at first, but I see that it's just business. It's just business. You know, people, when they see that you're creating wealth and creating income and being prosperous from a venture, especially something that you're passionate about, it's not that they're using you to get that. It's just that they're utilizing your energy for, like, a funnel. You know what I'm saying? So I am a money funnel. I'm an energy funnel. So it would make sense for people to do business with me because I give it away.
Yes.
Absolutely.
So
yeah, I do have a song.
Mixtape,
I don't mind playing it. I don't mind playing it because the song. Sorry, I guess I always get off topic. I'm sorry, guys. I have super ADHD. I'm unmedicated. I only smoke CBD and sometimes THC. Don't do drugs, kids. Drugs are bad for you. Only smoke things from the earth, first and foremost. CBD and THC. But the mixtape is called Midnight Vibes.
Okay.
So it's called Midnight Vibes because I feel like all my music has, like, a midnight vibe. It's like dark, it's mysterious, it's still cool, it's nice, it's chill, but it just gives you a mix of so many different lifestyles and so many different cultures because I'm a culture mutt. You know, I like to absorb things from different cultures. Even though I'm American Indian, I still take from, you know, a lot of things. You know, I take from a lot of different cultures. I put it all in my own way.
Yes. That diversity, and then you use that diversity to create your own thing.
That's amazing.
Exactly. That works to my advantage. Yep. Mm-hmm. I think it's alchemy. I tell people it's alchemy in my mind, but I don't tell them. If they're not spiritually inclined, I don't say it.
It is 100% alchemy.
But it is alchemy. And that's why we're definitely alchemists. Me and my friend.
It is, for sure.
Which is how I got the name Black Magic.
As humans, we're all alchemists, but it's whether we are consciously creating alchemical transactions or if we're doing it unconsciously. And so that's and it really sounds like you're consciously creating alchemical magic in your life.
crazy, man. It's almost like all I can say, like the long story short, or like I said, summarizing it up, it's bringing heaven here. It's heaven on earth, because you can have heaven on earth, you can have hell on earth. It's all in the perspective, the mindset. Everything's internal and coming outward. So if you have the mindset that you're having the heaven on earth, the nirvana, you're gonna have that, And I always joke around and say, I'm in heaven, but I hate having to come down to hell to talk to people who are not in heaven. And I say I'm a raised hell. So when I say I'm a raised hell, it's funny because I'm not saying I'm an active fool necessarily. I'm saying I'm a raised hell.
The raising the vibrations of the hell. Oh, that's amazing.
Thank you.
So would you be interested in like playing any of that mixtape like right now on the podcast?
Sure. I'll play one song, and I don't have much more time left for this one. I apologize, so sorry, only because I have to go back in there and talk to my friends, pay my tab, and use the restroom. However, after we play the song, we definitely have enough time to talk about it briefly, and we could do any part two if you wanted to. If you felt inclined to do so, we can do whatever you guys really wanted to. It's just that I should have thought about this prior, but I had a lot of prior obligations that I did not consider.
Oh yeah,
that's the best way to say it. It's just who I am as a person.
And you know what? I would love to have. And I would love to have you on after you drop that mixtape on the 14th, because I would love to hear more of your story, even though we have a limited amount of time.
It is interesting, man. It's weird. It's definitely something, and it's just funny because I used to always like want to be known and like as a kid want to be famous and like want to do that stuff like that. But now I don't even care about that stuff anymore. And I don't even want to be, because I know all is one and one is all. We're connected to everything. So inside, there's already everything inside of me. I don't have to go out of myself to get anything. So once that shifted in me, I'm not seeking anything else. So everything comes to me. It's crazy stuff.
Yes.
I'm at a whole different frequency, and it's almost
amazing.
Scary. It's scary because I'll say something, and it's just like my friends are like, "You're psychic, you're psychic, you're psychic." But it's not really I'm psychic per se. It's more so I'm just present to create the reality.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. But for the song, the song is called Super Pack. Yeah, you want to play it right now?
Oh yes.
Let's do it. All right, guys, let's do it. Let's get it. Like I said, the song is called Super Pack. I recorded this song. I know you can't see my video right now on my face because I'm playing this song. But the song is called Super Pack. Again, my artist name is BlackMagicFlow, aka Linniaijeous. I'm now getting endorsed by Toomey Smoke Shop, that's located in Passaic, New Jersey. If you're ever in Passaic, New Jersey, look for Toomey Smoke Shop. They're appointment-based. Reference from Flow. But I'm going to play the song for you called Super Pack. Again, Midnight Vibes is the mixtape. Expected Valentine's Day or no later than the end of February. And I hope it raises your frequency and you like it.
For sure.
Ready?
Ready.
Good.
Hey, Flo. For some reason, it's not coming through the audio.
Oh, it's not? Let's see. Maybe I have to put it like this.
I got you.
Yeah, I got you. Let's do it again. I got you, because I'm thinking it's playing. So we're going to redo that again. Technical difficulties, guys. I'm playing through my car audio speaker because I am at a bar because I'm a trash human being. Yeah. Just kidding. But I'm going to play again, Super Pack, Black Magic Flow, courtesy of GTMC NT, To Me Smoke Shop, Passaic, New Jersey, and The Experience here with Neil Miller. I'll play it again through the speaker. Let's get it. Yeah. Isn't fish we trust, but this shit ain't kind. I ride with that stick, shoot that shit like kind. Hit her with that stick, she like, oh my god, yeah. Custom fit is mine, yeah. He can smell like pine. Put that on my mom, big racks in my palms. Smoking nano pounds, roll up his arms. Yeah, you know it's bound. If it think, way foul. If he fight a rhymes, I'll post in no cons. We got boys like cons, too hot need some times. Keep shit on my songs, too lit up the strong, yeah. Her head gets along, she like blow my twist. I can make a twist, nigga got power fists. Twisting up sour mix out there, but steaming sour mix. Yeah, steaming hot shower miss. Yeah, my bitches all child of thick. Yeah, you gon' spoon it. Yeah, I tune it. Yeah, I can sue it. Yeah, we in it. Money wrong. Yes, we feel it. Yes, we beauty. Yeah, got you hella lady. I'm building. Yeah, I'm a hit that story. Like a duke. Yeah, then you shooting. Then you shooting. I thought shooting. Right off roofing. Yeah, I got sick. I got puking. Yeah, I'm a human, yeah, I'm not this girl like Shula. Man, I'm so at peace. If you want a piece, I need to at least. Plus the extra fees. Wait for my release. Yo, bitch, off the leash. Say you off the leash. My son's high piece. Take a step of peace. I'm a in the streets. She gon' die to me. I got beats to Uber East. It's that super heat. I keep talking tip cut. I know where they cheap. I can't work for cheap. They go, I'm on fleek. They won't want to sleep. Pockets smell like meat. So that mean they eat. Still watch my petite. Remember the treat. Now I got holding street. My blood so distinct. I got better sink. I can make them think. Count up time I blink. Wash it like a sink. Make the ass pop. I'ma get that pink. Turn it to a stink. Spot that boat into the sink. Ain't no stink. My engine started to my engine was like, we're gonna turn your vehicle off in 20 seconds if you don't touch the that's my car. Good to go. Thanks again, guys, for having me even on the show, even for this amount of time. Like
All right, thank you. Hey, that was amazing. Hey,
I'll come out there kicking.
Yes, sir. That was incredible. So
Thanks,
I just want to thank you again for being here, fully present.
Absolutely, man. Like I said, I will come out there, man, and we'll just, have some drinks and shit. Have a nice time. I don't mind it because I've been traveling a lot.
That would be incredible.
So I'll definitely stop by at some point this year, I'm sure.
Party.
Yes, sir.
Stay blessed. Stay multi-dimensional. Keep the vibration way up. Peace.
They try to tell me a lot to turn it down, man. But now at this point, my friends telling me it's cool. The bartender told me it's cool. And you told me it's cool. And that goth chick out there with the titties told me it's cool. So you know what? I'm going to keep the vibration high and I'm going to stay high.
Peace, brother.
Peace, man.